Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the case of the Golden Idol, where I have a little something here. I've been looking at the case and combing through the evidence, and I think this is meaningful. So this is the note that is in the saddlebag of James Turner's horse. I have some small but pressing business to attend at the property of our late brother Sebastian. And I kept meaning to look into this and then wandering off immediately because my brain is like that. The property, Sebastian's property, I had for some reason been thinking in my head that this building was Sebastian's property. And so figuring that it wasn't like directly relevant where the property was, that like he was coming back from it when whatever happened. But poking through these things, I realized I'm totally wrong about that. This is Sebastian. This dead guy here is Sebastian. This is Sebastian's place, which means that in the present case, this one. One of these guys is probably Lazarus. Lazarus took some men and came here to do something, and he was cannoned real bad. He and his dudes were cannoned real bad. This is my guess. So does this fit in the narrative for the first death? Because I'm assuming Lazarus dies early. Well, no, wait, didn't he make the meeting in the... Shit, hold on. We have reason to believe, because he gave Edmund Cloudsley's thing to her. Yeah, if he gives you something that belonged to the one who escaped your tonic, you may proffer him the instruction slip I gave you. And he did. He did, so he must have made the meeting. So shit, maybe I'm wrong. In any case, this is definitely Sebastian's property. Okay, let's have a look at this. But maybe that death is here. Maybe it's the last death. So early in the morning, Lazarus Hurst went to the manor, I guess is this one. I'm just testing how it fits in both spaces. Early in the morning, Lazarus Hurst went to the manor to something. To find someone, to kill someone, to blackmail someone. Because someone wanted to... Someone wanted to verb the gold thing. That's actually really interesting because there's not that many. Like, it's pretty easy for it to be like something the golden idol, but because like steel is not here, there's not actually that many words that work. Not that many like setups that are grammatically sensible, although I guess we learned on the last case that part of the way they prevent you from figuring things out that way is they just make the sentences grammatically garbage sometimes. But like, what would it be? So, Lazarus Hurst went to the manor to do something to someone because somebody wanted to have the golden idol. If these words are not golden idol, what are they? They're probably not dead body. They're probably not ideal wife. Someone killed someone at the... Yeah, I don't know. Okay, in the afternoon, Lazarus Hurst went to the manor to, again, verb someone because someone had tried to blackmail I still don't feel like I'm quite... None of this... It all still has holes in it. It has too many holes in it. Yeah. Okay. You know, here's something we can try. 2 or fewer slots are incorrect here. Means we are either missing... Like, my feeling is we are either missing one of the names is wrong, or we're missing one of the single word things, because we know Golden Idol is correct. And I'm pretty sure, like, if Golden Idol... we know the whole first sentence is right. We know Golden Idol is right. We know this is right. The only thing realistically that can be wrong here is this. And I hate to do it this way. I have been trying to avoid doing it this way, but if the thing that goes in this slot is the word manor, then it must be the case that Lazarus was killed at the manor, because why else would the... And the idol's all busted up, right? If Lazarus had it on him when he was shot with a cannon, that that would certainly explain some of that. But that doesn't fit with him having made the meeting with Ada at 11:30. Okay. All right, so this is definitely Lazarus Hurst's death then. Lazarus Hurst was killed at the manor early in the morning by someone rigging up that trap. He went to the manor to do something because somebody wanted to have the golden idol. Somebody wanted to fight the ideal wife. Who among us has not occasionally? This seems at odds with the whole Ada part of this. All right, let's go. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Let's go re-examine that. So here we have this note. If you refuse, I will make the story of your true origins known to the other party leaders. You know, I have a tendency with this game to take time to scan stuff looking for important details, because that's just the way I read things in video games. It tends to be the case that, like, there's an operative phrase or something, but a lot of a document is just sort of like scaffolding to settle it in the world, right? However, more and more I'm thinking, like, actually, with this game, it is remarkable how important every piece of everything is. So maybe we should think about this a little bit more. Lazarus, you took 32 things from me. I demand you return them. Like, can this refer to anything other than years? Like, what else could it be 32 of? Because we know you can use the idol to basically steal time from someone. Although you have to do it in a way that doesn't make any grammatical sense. I will make the story of your true origins known to the other party leaders. Are we supposed to have been able to figure out what Lazarus Hurst's true origins are by now? Is this an element of the narrative that I've missed? At 11:30 on May 15th, which we've decided is today, Meet me at the place the idol was stolen from our brotherhood and poor Willard Wright met his death, which is the inn. Come alone, bring proof, something personal of yours to give to the veiled woman. But then he gives her something of Edmund's. We know Edmund is still alive, but everybody else thinks Edmund's dead. Right? There was a thing, gosh, now I can't remember exactly where I saw it. But somewhere there was a thing suggesting that Edmund had been killed, but we know that he got away by hiding in that crate when the explosion when everybody else believes the explosion killed him. And we know that in part because he sent a letter to Mary today. Or somebody sent a letter to Mary that has his name at the bottom, I guess, because this is not like, we can't verify that this is his handwriting or anything. Everything in this universe is typewritten. So... yeah, my uncle Edmund Cloudsley. This is why I thought that, because it says it here. So Edmund appeared to have died way back in 1788, years ago. And he's just been keeping it chill. I mean, Lazarus fails to show up at 10 o'clock makes sense. But then he still makes the meeting with Ada. Because he gives her Edmund's handkerchief despite... Are there two Lazarus Hearsts? Because half 11, yeah, the meeting is well after he didn't come back to camp because he was dead already. But maybe I'm confused. Maybe it's not Lazarus who had the idol. Maybe that's where this breaks down. Because I guess like that, I'm making a lot of assumptions here. Because we see Lazarus with the idol a lot and using it a lot. But if Lazarus doesn't have the idol, then this can be someone else who loses the idol when they get shot with a cannon. And that means Lazarus can still be alive. Nope, I was just trying to drag that out to nowhere. So who would have had the idol? Tried to get back his lost years? Someone had tried to blackmail Lazarus Hearst to get back his lost years. That's what the 32 thing was. So the true origin of... Yeah. Okay, so then the true origin of Lazarus Hearst is that he was someone older. He stole 32 years from somebody. He made himself younger. That's interesting. Okay, so 32 lost years. Somebody tried to blackmail Lazarus Hearst to get back his lost years. So in the afternoon, David Gorin, we think, went to the... What are we calling this? The cabin? What is it called on the map here? The map is dead. There's a map somewhere. Where's that map? Here it is. The Cloudsley Cabin. Yeah, so we think this is David Gorin. Because this messy dialogue that is kind of factually wrong only makes sense if it's David Gorin. I mean, it kind of doesn't make sense at all, but it makes less sense if this is anyone other than David. So David went to the cabin to kill someone. He was definitely there to commit a murder. He shot through the window because someone had tried to blackmail Lazarus Hearst. These could be the same name. Whose years did Lazarus steal? I mean, Nicholas Maker is certainly older looking. But, like, you know, time has passed. He doesn't look that much older. He looks a lot more... The degree of olderness in this image of him sitting down is way higher than here. Like, here he has, like, smooth cheeks and stuff. There's wrinkles there. Hold on. You're dead, right? Not breathing. Yes. Okay. I was making sure that this person, who we know years were taken from, could not have ended up being... Actually, this is interesting. Walter Keane, 32. So, Walter Keane was punished. He had 32 demerits, so they stole 32 years from him because that's the way this whole council thing works. So it's Walter Keane who wants his years back. Was Walter Keane... Oh. Right, I was like, we don't know who this fucking guy is. But this guy could be Walter Keane aged up by 32 years, right? Was Walter Keane the Darkhand Steward? Do we know who the Darkhand Steward was? Darkhand is this one? Is that right? Yes. Darkhand Steward, Walter Keane. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So then this is probably this probably is also Walter Keane, right? Yes. Okay. That makes sense. So, okay, this is tricky. This is a problem here because I think what it wants us to say here is Walter Keane killed David Gorin at the cabin. And probably this will be true by the evening, but it isn't true now, but it's still in past tense now. This game desperately needs a grammar pass. But I think this is what they want here. Walter Keane has lethally wounded David Gorin, and by the evening it will be true that in the afternoon Walter Keane killed David Gorin at the cabin. Which means this has to be Lazarus Hearst's death. Assuming that Lazarus Hearst is dead. Which I guess I don't 100% know that. But this still doesn't... It doesn't... Okay, why do I think Lazarus Hearst is dead? He disappeared. That's pretty much it, right? He disappeared. He had set up meetings that he didn't make. But we know he did make the meeting at 11:30, long after early in the morning. Unless, was it half 11? Was it the night before? Hold on a second. Do I have my dates right? At half 11 on May 15. It is May 15th, right? Why did I click on that? This is, we want the lady, you. Yes, this is today, May 15th. Because if it had been like 11 p.m. last night, that would have made a lot more sense. Because we know Ada's been here. We still don't know. Walter not is a weird... I don't know what the deal is with that. If he gives you something that belonged to the one who escaped your tonic, which is Edmund Cloudsley, you may proffer him the instruction slip I gave you. And she doesn't have the instruction slip, so that this did occur. Yeah, I'm still missing something here. And so, Lazarus Hearst did not... I had been theorizing that maybe Lazarus Hearst's origins were that he had a different name and he was older, and then he like stole some years and took on a fake identity. But if that did happen, that my idea there was based on he stole some years from somebody, and that's what this is all about. But now we know that this is a case of somebody having lost time long after we met Lazarus Hearst. So we don't... I guess it's still possible that that's what happened, but it has nothing to do with this. Walter Keene lost his years because of the tribunal thing. Okay, where do we meet Lazarus? What is the first time we see Lazarus? We know Lazarus here, right? He's in the dungeon. I have signaled to Griffin who I am. What does that mean? A member of our order has proposed a new candidate. If the newcomer survives the trial, yeah, okay. Why do you have two of the... one of them is Lazarus's, I guess. So do we see Lazarus at all before this moment? No, this is Edmund not dying, but pretending to die. Lazarus is not... There's like a million names in this one, but Lazarus Hearst is not one of them. Oh. Oh. Okay, sorry. I just went silent on everybody because I had the fucking I had the Steven Soderbergh thing happening in my head where all the panels were coming together, and yeah, no. Lazarus Hearst is Edmund Cloudsley. I think that's what's happening. As we first see Lazarus Hearst immediately after Edmund Cloudsley fakes his death. They both have very tall skulls. And his name is Lazarus. The name he gave himself is Lazarus. I think and that totally makes sense, actually, because he gives Ada something that belonged to the one who escaped her tonic, which is Edmund. But what he's told to bring to the meet is something personal of yours. So, oh, okay. Does that change? How does that change our understanding of what's happening here? So this is probably still going to be the golden idol, right? Lazarus Hearst went to the manor to... Okay. No. Hold on. This is about Mary. Right, because the big piece of this we haven't used yet is the Mary and Peter thing. So Lazarus Hearst went to the manor to what does it say on the note that Mary has? I know where your unworthy mate is hiding you. So would that be the manor? Would Mary be the one who, or would Peter be the one who has the manor at this point? Is it Peter's manor? And then this is Peter's talking like he killed someone. But his sword has no blood on it because the way he killed someone was he shot them with a fucking cannon. I'm going to be honest with you. Up to this point, I was really thinking of Peter Batley as like a total buffoon. This is impressive to me. So... I think this is the case. But it's still, hold on. Everything about this lines up except for the fact that Lazarus Hearst was definitely alive at 11:30. Yeah, there must be something I'm not understanding. Because he made the meat. He gave Ada his handkerchief. And it was today, and it was 11:30. So he went to the manor to kidnap Mary, who is now Mary Batley, because Lazarus Hearst, darn it, because Lazarus Hearst wanted to have the ideal wife. Yeah, that's probably what it looks like to fire a cannon. He is so drunk already. Before storming the king's castle with the order party, Lazarus Hearst led his men to Sebastian Cloudsley's old manor, now in the possession of Peter Batley. In order to... why is it in the possession of Peter Batley? Shouldn't it not be, though? Wasn't that, like, a thing he was outraged about that he did not get? Hold on, we're gonna explore something here. In order to kidnap his long-lost love, Mary Batley née Richards, who was hiding there with her husband, Peter Batley. Upon entering the manor, Lazarus and his troops are confronted by a drunk Peter and the cannon he had won while gambling. Which is not, in fact, a thing that can happen. Peter blew up Lazarus, breaking the idol, and then fled the scene with Mary. You know what I really love about this story? And I don't mean the story of this case, I mean the story of the game as a whole. I love the idea of this idol, this thing of incredible supernatural power. The game is called The Case of the Golden Idol. The Golden Idol is on the main menu, and you see that it has powers that are truly extraordinary. Like potentially world-changing powers. And it ends up being destroyed by a guy who doesn't know it exists accidentally in like an extremely mundane human lovers quarrel kind of thing. I just think that's great. I like that very much. Down, down with virtues indeed. Hey, weren't you with the order party? Oh, no. I was never part of that ghastly organization. I can take this gilded brass trinket for scrap metal. You can have 3 sous for it and call yourself lucky. Poor Alistair. Okay, yeah, that was the end of the game. So I came into this expecting to like it less than Obra Dinn, because I had heard that it was a bunch of small cases that were all kind of self-contained. And like, that's cool, but it's certainly less compelling than the one big story. So I'm very pleased that this turned out to be one big story told in a very sort of non-traditional way. You know what? It almost feels like a, what do you call it? Like a short story anthology, but with that one thread that runs through everything in a way that I find extremely satisfying. The narrative and the way you work out the narrative of this is really, really cool. And the moment I apologize if it was just like extended silence on the recording, but the moment I had sort of putting together that Edmund Cloudsley and Lazarus Hearst are the same person after all of that time was really fucking cool. That is a really neat moment. Epilogue, the grand vision of a better world. Let's just have a look. I love a grand vision. I clicked outside the menu. Witness the power of the idol in my hands and swear loyalty to Lazarus Hearst. We will build the ideal society. Yep, so he's doing the thing. He's got it set in the year's configuration. Oh yeah, and this is him actually transforming. Yeah, they look kind of similar, but not so similar that it jumps out at you immediately, or at least it didn't jump out at me immediately. That's pretty clever, and it's a pretty cool use of this game's art style. The Brotherhood of Masks. Only one thing is worse than imbeciles. Imbeciles with power. The rich and noble have a social club with mystical rituals and other hogwash and are so stupid that they did not realize when they had some truly miraculous technology in their hands. However, they are influential and persistent and have already caused a great deal of harm to me and my goals. Walter Keene has told me more about their organization and practices. If he tells the truth, and they are truly devoted to their religious entity of Griffin Reborn, I could gain some powerful allies for my next move. It's the Order Party Manifesto. 1. All citizens are equal. All citizens must serve society to the full extent of their abilities. Citizens must be evaluated according to how virtuous they are. A society with internal contradictions is unsustainable. Therefore, it must be led by the most virtuous citizen. The king should step down, the aristocracy must be abolished. This is fascinating, because like I really agree with some portions of this. The more virtuous citizens are better able to serve society. Therefore, virtuous citizens deserve to gain more time on this earth, and bad citizens deserve to lose time. Again, there are ways in which I'm like, yeah, sure. Obviously, there are also other things about this that are deeply, truly, horribly, horribly horrifying. The word virtuous is just, it's such a red flag, because it's like, who determines? Virtuous by what measure, I ask. This is unbelievable. My pure Mary. Oh, I just got what's up with her hair. The whole time I've been thinking, Mary has like a wildly bad hairstyle, but it makes her look like a flower. It's like petals. Okay. My pure Mary is joined in matrimony with that clown, Peter Batley. She must have done it out of grief from my death. Such a hasty decision goes against every principle of virtue. Therefore, I consider the marriage null and void. Oh, that's who decides. She will come to me once she learns I still live. But for now, my duties in the service of humanity take precedence. I will admit that I When we saw the note from Edmund in Mary's book, I had just kind of assumed that Mary was probably into the idea of being quote unquote rescued from Peter, because I had it in my head that Peter's just like a buffoon he's very unlikable. It seems borne out by the earlier cases, right? People do not generally like Peter. But, I guess Mary must. Either that or she's consigned to her fate. Or resigned to her fate, rather. Society must be built on the principles of virtue. Only thus can it become truly great. Look at the Lemurians. Okay. This is never a good start. Thousands of years ago, they had an empire on the banks of 7 seas. Their ancient technology continues to baffle modern science. But they became inert and decadent, and forgot how to build and operate their machines. Their empire crumbled because it was built on pleasure-seeking, not virtue with a capital V. It is by divine providence that I got my hands on a working ancient Lemurian artifact, the Golden Idol. I will use its powers to set humanity on the right path by building the ideal state. This is another thing you really got to watch out for. I'm not saying that it's like automatically a problem by itself, but you see a lot of like weird capitalization like this, red flags for sure. So yeah, this is the thing in eject years mode. We don't know where he got these years. He took them from somebody. I swear it. Yes, with these powers I will do whatever is necessary to build a better world. And he's got a full... Oh, maybe he took them from Willard? Because Willard looked pretty old when he died. It's so early in the game that I just kind of assumed it was the art style being weird. Maybe. I don't know. Yes, my lord. I swear my loyalty to you and will undertake whatever tasks are required of me. Thank you for dealing with all the challenges relating to my death and for keeping an eye on our new ally. I do feel I have impressed him not only with the Golden Idol, but also my vision of the ideal society. Come to our hideout on November 24th. We are ready for the next step. So... Oh, they want me to tell the story. Okay. So hold on. The thing I wanted to check first was why what's his name ended up in charge of the... There's a piece of paper around here that has this. Okay. So... Yeah, I guess it must be the case that when Edmund died, the manor passed down to Peter. It's not 100% clear to me why that would be the link, but that's the only way that it could have ended up being Peter's, right? And I mean, it certainly would make sense then that Edmund would know that that's a place that Peter would be likely to... Yeah, I guess. Okay, so let's try to fill this in. So, wait, left the idol to... Okay, hold on. This is idol. Somebody stole the idol and accidentally stabbed Willard, right? Maybe? Willard's death doesn't look like an accident. I don't know. I guess he doesn't necessarily look old. It's real hard to tell. But we see Willard. Yeah, we see Willard here. Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell the difference. I can't say for sure that I think there's a difference. All right. So... This would be the Brotherhood tasked someone to punish someone and recover the idol. but his attempts were fruitless. Because at this point, wait, there's a brotherhood and there's an order and there's a party. The order party doesn't exist yet at this point. Right, yeah. So at some point, the brotherhood is transformed into the order party. So this over here is going to be the order party members. Infiltrated the brotherhood. Okay. So Edmund Cloudsley used the idol to make himself young, infiltrated the brotherhood under the identity of Lazarus Hearst. We know this. He claimed to be the Griffin Reborn and transformed the Brotherhood into the Order Party. Okay, so hold on. Sebastian Cloudsley is the one who had the idol and left it to the Brotherhood in his will. But then Edmund, so it's on Edmund Cloudsley's orders. What, this would be David Gorin, maybe? Do we know? Did we figure out who it was that actually killed Willard? We did, right? Ash Blair? Is there? Do we have reason? Once you have the product, deliver it to me immediately. So this is David Gorin getting the thing. So, wait. Is Ash Blair an alias for David Gorin here? No, Ash Blair is David Gorin. Because this face is very familiar. This doesn't look like David Gorin even a little bit. But this, obviously. Okay. So, it is in fact David Gorin, on Edmund Cloudsley's orders, stole the idol, accidentally stabbing Willard Wright. I don't believe that for a second. There's no reason to think it's an accident. The Brotherhood tasked somebody to punish Walter Keane. This would be, right? Tasked Walter Keane to punish Edmund Cloudsley and steal back the idol. Which we saw one of his attempts. During one attempt, someone was captured, and so this must be when Walter Keane and them started working together. So Cloudsley convinced him to get on side. So then we have Brotherhood Masters, someone and someone helped someone else seize power in the country and enforce the rule of virtues by taking youth away from common people and giving it to the Order Party members via the idol. Right before the final showdown with the uncooperative king, because it's certainly not a Griffin or Reborn by themselves, someone wanted to kidnap Mary Batley. We know who. Edmund Cloudsley. Is it gonna be shitty about this? Does it want me to say Lazarus Hearst here, maybe? But was shot by Peter Batley with a cannon, and the idol was broken. So Brotherhood Masters. Who was helped to seize power in the country? This is a thing that's happening outside of the micro drama, which is the part that I'm really interested in. So I was not paying as close attention to the shifting of the overall power structures. This is probably not the right place to look for this. Something like this. So, I mean, this has got to be Alistair and James, right? Alistair and James get to sit at the high table. They are literally masters. We know that. So, James Turner and Alistair helped. Who seized power? I mean, it sure does have Lazarus facing off with the king here, but there's a sense in which Lazarus, like, he definitely had, like, men and armies at his command. Yeah, the word power there is being used in a very broad way. It's very easy to sort of think they can't mean Edmund because Edmund wasn't in charge yet. That's why he would have to face off with the king in the first place. But there are a lot of kinds of power, I guess. So I guess that was just kind of like a comprehension check, or maybe if you missed something, the purpose of that is less about checking comprehension and more about making sure that you get it in case you manage to stumble through to a solution without getting something. Yeah, I gotta say, I didn't have low expectations, but I had expectations that were lower, perhaps unfairly, is what I was saying during the credits. And actually, I loved this. Actually, I ended up like super positive on this. The Case of the Golden Idol is a verified banger. That is what I'm saying. I had a tremendous amount of fun with all this. I hope y'all did as well. But that is going to be it for us and the Case of the Golden Idol. We did it. We solved it. We figured out the whole thing. When you come back next time, tomorrow-ish, or maybe Wednesday, we're going to be starting up a new thing, a new puzzle thing in this slot on the channel. I'm real nervous about it. Hopefully it's going to go okay. So come back for that, and we'll see you then.